Deepak Chopra here on the second day of Sages and Scientists. This morning's session, we had Dr. Rob Knight, who is probably the most important researcher in the whole area of microbiota, as they're referred to, the microbial genes in our body, the microbiome. And I just thought I'd take the opportunity to share some of his insights. Rob, you're a professor at UCSD, and you've written a book as well. We have been engaged in previous conversations, but let's just tell our audience who don't know much about science, what is your field of biological investigation?
Thanks, Deepak, and thanks for putting on this remarkable conference. My field of investigation is the parts of our body that many of us don't even think of as us. So we have more microbial cells, so bacteria and other tiny organisms, than we have human cells, and we have maybe 100 times to 1,000 times more bacterial genes than we have human genes. And so what we're trying to find out is what do all those cells and what do all those genes do for us and to us.
From what you've done so far, does the quality of our sleep or stress affect the state of those microbes?
Yes, absolutely. At least if we're mice, a lot of this research is done in animals before it's done in humans, as you know. So in mice, there's very good evidence for both of those. In humans, in the American Gut Project, when we look across thousands of people, how many hours our subjects report getting of sleep every night, that has a fairly large effect on their microbiome. We didn't explore stress in the current questionnaire, but based on what we're seeing in animal studies, that would be a great thing to look at in future. And what's amazing is that you can even inoculate a mouse against a social stress model with a soil bacterium called Mycobacterium vaccae. So if you put it in a situation that would normally totally stress it out, it doesn't have the bad side effects of stress, and it recovers. It's very resilient if it has just the right soil microbe added to it. And so one thing we're trying to do at the moment is to find out whether the same is true of people who garden, whether gardening makes you less stressed, not just because of the intrinsic activity, but also the microbes, the microbes from the dirt.
So for many years, we've promoted well-being and the 5 pillars of well-being as sleep, stress management, through whatever means, gardening, meditation, exercise, movement. Now, of course, a lot of information on yoga and breathing techniques, healthy emotions, and nutrition is very important for well-being. But I think all these pillars apply to our microbiome in a way.
Absolutely. So at least many of them. So we know for sure that nutrition, what you eat, has the most profound effect over the long term on your microbiome. What you ate yesterday doesn't matter very much. What you ate over the last 6 months is tremendously important. And exercise, there are also very strong links between exercise and the microbiome, both in animals and in humans, and we're exploring that with the UCSD student athletes at the moment. In terms of could you consciously control your microbiome through mindfulness, that's a very interesting idea, and we have some work in progress on that. Actually, we'd love to do some more work on that with you, of course, through the center, but so far it's a research direction rather than something we have data on.
So we just had a paper published in Nature Translational Psychiatry that showed that within a week of the practices that we have, mindfulness, meditation, we had a complete shift in gene expression and networks of genes, and also the length of telomerase with Elizabeth Blackburn, whom you know very well. I think we'd love to extend that to see what happens to the microbiome.
Absolutely. I read that paper with tremendous interest, and it was great to see not just the gene expression modifications, but also the changes to the chromosomes themselves, which is what's going on with the telomere length. And I think absolutely extending that kind of systems approach to the 99% of the genes in that system carried by our microbes rather than by our human genome, there's a tremendous amount of potential there.
So check us out and check Dr. Rob Knight's book, which is right here for you to see, and also on UC TV. which we are partnering with through Jayo.com, and more to come. Thank you, Rob, for joining us.
Thanks so much, Deepak. Great to see you as always.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you.